Hello everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our topic comprehension ability. Now, this is part number 23. In this session, we will discuss two passages, that is, passage number 1 and passage number 2. As we all know that we have started short passages. So, in this session, we are going to discuss two passages, that is, passage number 1 and passage number 2. In our earlier session, we discussed only example passages of the short passages. So these are also short passages. So in this session, we will be discussing two passages, and we will be discussing questions based on these passages, as well as the answers and solutions, or you can say detailed explanation in this session. So we will be discussing each and every question thoroughly, so that you may have an idea that how to solve a passage in a short duration of time, because these are short passages. So I will suggest you first to read the entire passage, and after that start doing the questions. So first of all, we'll read the passage number 1. So the passage number 1, so first of all we'll read the entire passage, and after that we'll discuss the questions based on the on this passage. So this is passage number 1. Primitive man was probably more concerned with fire as a source of warmth and as a means of cooking food. Primitive man means earlier man. Okay. So he just know about fire as he discovered fire. So what he knew about fire, that it is a source of warmth. It means to keep them warm, and means of cooking food. It means they can cook food with the help of fire. Then as a source of light. So first of all, they know, actually they know the three uses of fire, but their first priority to the fire was that it is the source of warmth. After that, it is a means of cooking, and after these two things, it is a source of light. Before he discovered less laborious ways of making fire. Less laborious means which involves, you can say, less task uh, for making fire. As we know well that they rubbed two stones together and their fire occurred. So in that manner they invented fire, or they discovered fire. So before it discovered less laborious ways. Less laborious means uh, by which fire can be got easily. He had to preserve it. It means before he know the less laborious way. It means when he knew the hard method of making fire, so he had to preserve it. It means he had to, suppose, preserve it like by lightening something for a long time, so that that can be used as the lighter. And whenever he went on a journey, he carried a firebrand with him. As you can see, a thing like mashal. Okay, so it was a stick with something bent on it, and here the fire occurs. So this is called firebrand. So well, he had to take firebrand with him whenever he visits anywhere. His discovery that the firebrand from which the torch may very well have developed could be used for illumination was probably incidental to the primary purpose of preserving a flame. Now, the invention of that firebrand was also incidental. It means it is also based or related to some incident that took place. So, after that, he started doing same just for the light, or to carry it whenever there is dark. Lamps too probably developed by accident. It means lamps were also discovered or invented uh, um, by chance. It means it was not planned. It was just by chance that yes, this can also happen. Early man may have had his first conception of a lamp while watching a twig or fiber burning in the molten fat dropped from a roasting carcass. All he had to do was to fashion a vessel to contain fat and float a lighted reed on it. Okay, such lamps, which were made of the hollowed stones or seashells, have persisted in identical form up to quite recent times. Okay, it means what happened, it was just by chance that they discovered the lamp, or they invented the lamp. Of course, early man have had his first conception of lamp while watching twig or fiber burning in the molten fat dropped from a roasting carcass. Roasting carcass means when in an earlier time what they did, they took the body of animal, and they just, you can say, by having these two, suppose these two pillars, or you can say stand or logs of wood. Okay, and what they did, they just tied a body of an animal with it, and fire below it, so that this animal can be roasted, so that they can eat it. So what they did, they just made it a roast, or just to make it delicious for them. So in that case, what happened, sometime a day, there was something like a case, and roasting carcass, they it dropped in it. Okay, it dropped in it. So, and it was burning, so that gave them the concept of lamp. Yes, that it can also be done to make the light preserve, or to preserve the light for long, which were made of hollowed stones. So they made the lamps, they were hollow stones, so stones that were hollowed, so it was given the shape of the lamp. So in this manner, it was accidental, the invention of lamps as well. So have persisted in identical form up to quite recent times, and in these recent times as well, we have such a hollow cavity in which a bulb is there. So just to make the lamps. Okay, so nowadays also we do the same, as you can see the lantern or not. So it is lantern, so you must have seen that the flame is above it, and here we have the hollow cavity that is somewhere like the lantern. Okay, so primitive man's most important use for fire was, so it was this para is about the invention of fire and its use by the primitive men. Okay, so let us start doing the questions. So this is question number 1. Primitive men's most important use of fire was. Options are to provide warmth, to cook food, to provide light, or both A and B. As we can see it in the very first line, primitive man was probably more concerned with fire as a source of warmth, and as a means of food, cooking food. Then, now as you can see over here, then as a source of light. It means his primary concern was that it was fire was to provide warmth as well as to cook food. It means both A and B will be the correct answer, because then provide light, it means the basic source were provide warmth and cook food. So A and B will be the correct answer. So D will be the correct answer, which contains both the options, both A and B. So D will be the correct answer, as it is given directly in the passage. Now the next question is, the firebrand was used to. Now let us see the options. Prevent accidents, provide light, scare animals, save labor. Now, why did they carry firebrand with them? So here you can see, before he discovered less laborious ways of making fire, he had to preserve it, and whenever he went on a journey, he carried a firebrand with him. So the reason which is mentioned in the passage is that it worked like the torch. So wherever he visit or he went, he carried a firebrand with him. So prevent accidents, no. Provide light, scare animals, save labor. Yes, of course, it prevented accidents. No, it provides light. So B will be the correct answer. Okay, it provided light to them. Okay, now let us move to the next one. And the next question is, by primary, the author means. As you can see, first you have to look for this word in the passage. Okay, so it is given in the first paragraph, last line. So let us read this line. Here the word primary is written. Now let us read the entire line, so that we may have an idea that what is the meaning of word primary in this context. His discovery that the firebrand from which the torch may very well have developed could be used for elimination was probably incidental to the primary purpose of preserving a flame. So here primary means primitive, fundamental, elemental, or essential. Of course, it is essential purpose for preserving a flame. So answer will be D, that is essential, because it is very probably incidental to the important purpose of preserving a flame, because that was important for them to preserve the flame, because they had to carry it with them whenever they visited anywhere, because it is dark or it was dark. So just to eliminate, it means just for light, uh, uh, just to provide them light, they used it. So that was the essential purpose. Now let us move to the next question. The next question is, lamps probably developed through mere hazard, fate, chance, or planning. So of course it was through chance. So C will be the correct answer. Okay, because that was accidental. Lamps probably developed, as you can see, lamps too probably developed by accident. So as you can see over here in this line, so we can say that accident means by chance. It means it was not planned. It was just a chance. It was just um, uh, developed suddenly. They did not plan for it. Okay, so answer will be C. Now the next question is, early lamps were made by, how were they made? So using a reed as a wick in the fat, letting a reed soak the fat, putting the fat in a shell and lighting it, floating a reed in the seashell. Now, as you can see over here, that early men have had his first conception of lamp while watching a twig or fiber burning in the molten fat dropped from a roasting carcass. So, from a roasting carcass, um, some fat was dropped, and twig or fiber. It means there was a twig or fiber. It was burning in the molten fat. It means there was the molten fat over here. As you can see, that there was a molten fat. Okay, as you can see over here, suppose that was the molten fat, or you can say skin of the animal, and suddenly a twig or fiber, suppose fiber means any sort of cloth or anything, or you can say twig, that is the twig of the tree. So it dropped and it started burning. So as it started burning, they got the concept of firebrands and lamps. Okay, so here the correct answer will be A, that is using a reed as a wick. Wick means, as we use these lamps, it means diyas, and we use a wick just to make it burn it. Okay, just burn it. Okay, so this is known as wick. Okay, as you must have seen in a diya, we put a cotton made thread, so that is called wick. Okay, wick in the fat. Now let us move to the next. So this is passage number 2 that we are going to do now. I hope you understood the passage number 1, and you have understood each and every question of the passage number 1. Now in this session we are going to discuss passage number 2. Okay, so passage number we have already done. Now this is the time to do passage number 2. So first of all, let us read the entire passage, and after reading the passage, we'll do the questions, or we'll start doing the questions. So this is passage number 2. Now let us read this. Okay. So let me take this pen again. The crowd means group of people, surged forward. Surged means increased in number, or it means move forward through the narrow streets of Paris. It means this is the story of Paris. Narrow streets means, you can say, streets of Paris, or you can say narrow means they are not much wide. There was a clatter of shutters. Clatter means sound of shutters being closed. It means when someone just close the shutter or close down the shutter, in you can say hastily, it means hurriedly. So it makes some noise. So that was a clatter. It means sound of shutters being closed hastily by trembling hands. Trembling hands means hands who were shivering. because they were just afraid of something. The citizens of Paris knew that once the fury of the people was excited, there was no telling what they might do. It means the people were afraid, they were scared, because they know that fury of the people, it means because the people are annoyed, and they're annoyed, or they're annoyed, they can ruin if their fury is excited. It means if they get annoyed or agitated, what they will do, no one knows. It means they can harm to any extent. So they were afraid, so therefore they were just closing down their shutters, or putting down their shutters. They came to an old house which had a workshop on the ground floor. So they came to an old house. So there was an old house where they came, which had so in that old house there was a workshop on the ground floor. A head popped out of the door to see what it was all about. So a head, it means popped out means someone, as he tries to, as you can see that there is a window, and he just peeped through the window just to see what is going there outside. So there was also a head, it means a man. He popped out of the door to see what it all was all about. It means he wanted to know that what was the reason to make the people fury or annoyed. Get him, get Thominor, Thimonir. Okay, this is Thimonir. So the people, or the mob, you can say, the agitated crowd, it is known as mob. So the mob was just shouting that get him, get Thimonir, smash him, his devilish machines. Devilish machines means machines which are like devil, and which has done something bad to them. So they were just asking for the person whose name is Thimonir, because they wanted to kill him. Maybe they found the workshop without its owner. So the shop, it means Mr. Thimonir, he was not at his shop, and they found workshop without its owner. It means workshop, though workshop was there, but its owner, that is Thimonir, he was not there. He had escaped by the back door. So he prevented himself by escaping from the back door. Okay. Now the fury of the demonstrators turned against the machines. So because they did not find Thimonire, so what they did, they just you can say pacify their fury by just, you can see, they just look at the standing machines over there. So what they did, they just you can say they just diverted their minds towards the machine, and now they forgot the person, that is Thimonire, as he has ran away. Okay. Turned against the machines that were standing in the shop, ready to be delivered to the buyers. So the machines were ready to deliver to buyers, but what they did, they were sympathetically broken up and destroyed dozens of them. Dozens means 12, or more, you can say 12 multiples of them. It means they were just destroying or just breaking the machines as much as more as they can, as many as they can. Only when the last wheel and spindle had been trampled under the foot did the infuriated crowd recover their senses. It means when the last was left, the infuriated crowd, they got satisfied, or you can say it got satisfied. They pacified them by ruining the machines. So by destroying the machines, the crowd seemed to pacify its you can say agitation, or its infuriate, or you can say the agitated, you can say the mob. So they just satisfied, or they just pacified them by destroying all the machines, because now their you can say anger, it got pacified. That is the end of Mysore Thimonire and his sieving machines. So what the crowd said, what that this is the end of Amseer Thamanoir. It means this is the end of this person and his sieving machines. Okay. They said to one another, it means they were talking to one another, and went home satisfied. and now they went home just because what they just wanted to destroy the machines, and that they have done. Perhaps, it means maybe, now they would find work. It means now they would find work. It means maybe possible now they will get the work, because they were all unemployed tailors. It means they all were tailors who were unemployed. So maybe possible now they will get work, or get some work. And seamstresses are the lady tailors. Okay, what we call lady tailors. For example, women tailors who uses sewing machine to sew some clothes. Okay, so you can say lady tailors, they are known as seamstresses or seamstresses, who believed that their livelihood was threatened by the new invention. So what was the infuriate about? What was the fury about? Fury was actually because the people, they felt that the new invention by this person Thominor, they will ruin their career, or you can say the machines that were invented by this person, they will just ruin the career of these tailors or seamstresses. So they were very unhappy, they were upset, and they were in fury, they were agitated. So they just wanted this person to be killed, or to destroy the machines made by him, and they did that as well. So they just believed that livelihood was threatened by the new invention. So this is actually the passage, and now we have to do the questions based on it. I hope you understood the entire paragraph. This paragraph is about the wrong intention of people, that is some new invention of the sewing machines by this person, Mr. MT. Their career will be ruined, though they are unemployed now. It is also making a taunt in the last paragraph, that now they would get work. It means maybe possible by just this invention, their livelihood will be in danger, but now it will not be in danger. It will definitely benefit all of them. And now, after destroying all the machines, they will get enough work to have their livelihood going well. Okay, go well. Now let us see the questions. So here the passage ends, and here the question number 1 is, the passage throws light on. Now let us see the options. Why inventions should be avoided altogether? How a well-meant invention can be misunderstood? What mischief an inventor can do to ordinary people? How dangerous an invention can prove to be? Now, if we have understood the entire paragraph, we know well that the mob, that was not right, because what they did was not good. If invention takes place, it is for good for of everyone, because that invention was useful. Okay, and it cannot affect, or if it cannot affect on the livelihood of people. It was just a misunderstanding by those people. As you can see, whenever something new happens, whenever something new is launched, or you can say invented, uh, maybe there are many protesters of it. Okay, those who protest towards against it, and those who does not like the invention. But we all know well that whatever inventions have taken place, they all were for some good, and yes, they proved so. So the passage throws light on why inventions should be avoided altogether. If people they do not understand the concept of that invention, can those invention be stopped? Should those invention be stopped? No, because inventions are for some betterment of the society. They are not for the you can say threaten the livelihood of the people. People should understand what is going to be invented, what is the use of it, and what can be the benefits of it. It does not mean that every invention has a disaster. That is not fine, that is not correct. So uh, A statement by invention should be avoided altogether. No, it is not the correct answer. How a well-meant invention can be misunderstood. Yes, B is the correct answer, because passage throws light that how a well-meant invention can be misunderstood. Just because of the misunderstanding of the people or of the mob, they protested against this person who was the inventor of these machines, and they wanted to kill him. In fact, they just ruined or destroyed all his machines or all his inventions. Only after that they were able to pacify themselves. What mischief an inventor can do to ordinary people? No, here Mr. Thamanor, he did not do anything wrong by inventing those machines. How dangerous an invention can prove to be. Now here we have not seen any danger that was made by the sieving machines as invented by the person. So here answer will be B. This is absolutely correct answer. Now the next question is, the crowd was protesting against the closing of workshops, the misdoings of Thamanor, the newly invented sieving machine, Thamanor keeping the invention a secret. Now, it is not mentioned in the passage that he has kept any secret, so this will not be the correct answer. The newly invented sieving machine, the misdoings of Thamanor. No, Thamanor, he did not do anything wrong, so we cannot say misdoings of Thamanor. The closing of workshops. No, they in fact closed down the or ruined the machines which were there in the workshop, though the master or the owner, he ran away just to prevent him, just for the sake of his life. Therefore the correct answer will be the newly invented sieving machine. So their protesting was against the newly invented sieving machine, because they thought that this invention, all employed tailors and seamstresses who believed that their livelihood was threatened by the new invention, and the new invention was of the machines. Okay, now let us move to the next question. The aim of the crowd was to kill Thamanor or Thimunar, drive Thimunar away, or bring discredit to Thamanor, or destroy the sieving machines. So first of all, they were looking for the person that is Thimunar. So they are saying, get him, Thamanor. Okay, get Thamanor. It means they were just wanted to have this person smash his devilish machines, yelled the crowd. So what were their motive? They wanted to kill Thimunar as well as to destroy the sieving machines. So the first one, they wanted to kill Thimunar. So the answer will be A. Though their motive was also to destroy the machines. So first of all, they wanted to kill the Thimunar. Okay, and when they were not able to do so, when Thimunar, he escaped from the back door, their aggression turned towards the machines. Now the people thought that their lives were in danger. Thamanor was mad. The sieving machine was dangerous. Thamanor was depriving them of their livelihood. As you can see in the last line or in the last para, that went on, perhaps now they would find work, for they were all unemployed tailors and seamstresses who believed that their livelihood was threatened by the new invention. And who did this invention? Thimunar. It means they just thought that Thimunar was depriving them of their livelihood. It means Thimunar is a person who is making all of them to get separated from their livelihood. It means they will not be able to earn from their work, because these sieving machine, they will do the entire work, and no person will be required. So it was just a misunderstanding by the people, but though it was not actually that. So the correct answer will be D. Now let us move to the next question, and the next question is, shutters were being closed hastily because the shopkeepers, now hastily means hurriedly, so why did they do so? Wanted to attack the crowd, wanted to protect Thamanor, feared their shops would be invaded, wanted to show their solidarity with the crowd. Now as you can see over here in the first para, There was a clatter of shutters being closed hastily by trembling hands. The citizens of Paris knew that once the fury of the people was excited, there was no telling what they might do. It means they were afraid that their shops would be invaded, because the crowd was in fury, and the infuriated crowd, what it can do, no one can say. So, to what extent they will go, it is not known to anyone. So here answer will be C, of course, that they feared that their shops would be invaded. Now this was the last question. I hope you understood all these questions thoroughly, and you understood each and every question. So these were two paragraphs. Those were very, very simple and easy and very interesting as well. So in this session we have done, and in the next session also we are going to discuss some passages. Thanks to you.